Hello, it's Stuart, the Unrepentant Atheist. Thank you for tuning into my channel. And today we've got Richard Dawkins from a program, a talk show about 10 years ago. And essentially, there's a young man on this show who is a Mormon. I think he's a pop star, Brandon Flowers. I've never heard of him, but you know, I don't really follow pop culture. So he's a Mormon, and Richard Dawkins is on the show, and I thought I would bring this clip to you because for me it's a perfect example of how Richard Dawkins can just look at somebody, a devout person in the face, you know, with a smile on his face, and just say, you know, what you believe is nonsense. And let's go with it anyway, and we'll see.
There is far more beauty in a real understanding of the reality of nature than there is in reading some ancient book, or than reading some modern book, which is what the Book of Mormon is. And I have to say that when I read the Book of Mormon recently, I didn't read it all.
That's him, he's a Mormon.
What impressed me was that it's an obvious fake. I mean, this is a 19th century book, written in 16th century English, and it came to pass, verily I say unto you, and things like that. That's not the way people talked in the 19th century. It's a fake. So it's not beautiful. It's a work of charlatanry.
You're free to answer.
The book's been studied and torn apart and looked at, and I'm not one of the professors that have done it.
Yeah. But do you believe?
And for you to call this man a charlatan, I do. I take offense to it.
But he was a convicted charlatan. No. He was a con man.
No, these are all falsehoods. You should do your...
No, actually, it's not false. After watching this, I checked up. I went to look up Joseph Smith. 3 years before he started with his Mormon stuff, he was actually convicted of being a con man. So yeah, I'm afraid, well, that is true. Okay, maybe he saw the light later when he started getting all these revelations, but he was a convicted con man, yes.
Do your research.
Well, I think I have.
Yeah, you have.
But look,
You've almost read the book.
Obviously different information, but isn't these texts, whether it's the Book of Mormon...
Okay, well, obviously he's not happy about that. I mean, look, there's a young man. He's a Mormon. He clearly knows very little about it. He wasn't really able even to defend his position. All he did was say that the research has been done and everything has been verified, and he just made that claim. And obviously, it's not true. But I suppose it's a good way. I mean, we've seen Christians before saying, "Oh well, you know, the New Testament it is historical. Experts have verified it, etc., etc." It's easy to say that. I mean, without it actually being true. And obviously, in this case, this young man doesn't even know the history of the founder. You would think that if you bought into a religion like Mormonism, you would have done your research. And there's so much information available on Joseph Smith, and he said how it was all done, and it all sounds so utterly supernatural and implausible. You know, and yet they've still got many followers. So I thought that would interest you. I thought it was a very funny clip, and the way that Richard Dawkins looks at him, and you know, that smile and that sort of cheeky grin on his face, is so obviously a fake. I thought you would find that amusing. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back again soon with another clip. Goodbye.